Welcome back to Workers and Resources. We are back in our Republic, slowly working towards our metro line and towards the Eastern Customs House, which is at the western border. Trying to get everything hooked up. See if we can start running something fairly soon. In the meantime, lumber is going crazy. I guess it is what it is. No more money issues, I guess. Hello, Ozen. Welcome. We'll keep shoveling some money into rubles and see what happens, I guess. So, we won't be able to get any trains except from the western border, because the eastern one is a little bit too small to have a train go there and basically grab them. Maybe if we had a pig train it would work. I guess we could send out our train here and try and load a pig train for pulling out longer trains. We can't grab that one, but maybe we can grab a pig one and the pig one can get the other one then. Let's see if that one works. Money is no concern. Let's just grab the largest train we can. Yeah, that is right. And we can't move it because that very likely will crash the game, so we'll have to send a train out to go and get it for us. And then we'll send the pig train out to hopefully pull the other locomotive out of the customs house. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. I had a crash with train. What is happening? Trains crash the game if you buy trains from a long train depot, or if you buy a train at the customs house and then move them, it crashes the game. Basically right now trains can't move out of the customs house by themselves. You have to pick them up and yeah, basically have to do that. I think I have to change the train first. We're still going to the wrong customs house. We need to go to the other one. Molna. So the game crashes whenever you whenever a train tries to move on its own outside of customs house. Is it only on the testing branch? Yeah. Regular branch seems to work fine. And this has a workaround. The workaround is to move another train to get it out, or temporarily switch to non-realism mode, buy the train in the depot and then switch back. So it doesn't try and drive out of the customs house, you basically spawn it into the depot. But we'll try and use the workaround of trying to move the train out by another train, which we already successfully did do with the metro. Here we have our money-making machine. Almost 3.5 million US dollars, only 2 million rubles. Okay, it just dropped like by 100,000, but very high price for lumber. Safe to move from testing branch back to stable? I assume so. As I said, it would be easier to probably just go into game settings, switch off realistic mode, buy the train in the depot and then switch that one back. Because that way, if you buy it in the depot, it teleports directly to the depot where you buy it. And then you don't have the problem. But yeah, we bought a pig train at the customs house and now we're trying to move it out. See if it works fine. And if that one works, I guess we should probably send it only to this warehouse and not too far. Then we can try and get the other diesel locomotive to finally assemble a long train. Looks like there's another train on the way right now. What train? Oh right, my steel. I wanted some rubles, so we're making 10 million rubles right now. Just because. That will take a while. We might get to $1 billion US if the prices stay the way they are. Or if they keep going up. Kinda ridiculous. We will also probably finish the tunnel construction, going towards the metro area and seeing if we can build through the depot or not. My assumption is it won't work and we have to travel past it. But we'll find out. And then we need to continue our road construction by slowly moving forward our equipment. I guess I'll also skip out on the fuel over here and just move them over without caring for fuel anymore. It's a little bit more convenient. Goes a little bit quicker and I don't have to micromanage the routes so much. So yeah, there will probably need to be a hotfix for that. But there's a workaround kinda for it. Okay, gotta wait for the vehicles to get there. And then we can set up the area for the tunneling up the hill, up to about here, which is 87 meters. And then finally we would like to go... Oh, it's still quite a way. Wow. This is 37, 80 meters. Basically go through this hillside. I guess we could also flatten a road up here by slightly turning left and then going up this hillside. We don't need a tunnel. It probably works that way. We hook up to this area up here. With a road connection. And we'll twist through this area. We'll have to flatten out this bit and then see if we can get a curved road down into this area. But first let me prepare this road to combine it into a one-way road. I wonder if it removed the snapping points right now, but I don't think so. Nope, there's one. Well, that's the only one. Okay, got the equipment here. Let's get to it. First, remove the trees, so about that way, I think. Hooking up here and then curving around in between the stone areas, I think, and then come up here somewhere. Definitely not a straight road. And this is too steep for the automatic flattening, so we will have to get involved. First up, we'll level this one out. So we'll cut through the terrain here a little bit, and then we have to get a road connection down here. And as long as we don't have any red sections, the road should be placeable. Like that. See? No problem. We'll keep it curved, like so. And then we have a smooth road up the mountain at a curve. We will have to work about the slight imperfections in the road a little bit, but that should be okay. This area is where I basically moved the other turn in, so it flattened a little bit unfortunate. But we can hopefully fix that. Like so. And then that doesn't look too bad. Looks fairly good. And we gotta keep going. Road construction to the bridge starting point. I guess we're not gonna use tunnels. We can do the same thing here. Maybe through this way. I don't know if our terraforming equipment can reach here. No. Okay, then, well, yeah, this is fairly far away. How far can we go? That far, okay. So flatten out this bit, remove the mountain, smooth out the area. Let's use the averaging tool. That is a little bit more aggressive. And then smoothen over that one. Wondering if I should remove that ditch. I think so. For a highway. But is that up and down or is it all up? Oh, it's all up. Never mind. It's not a ditch. I thought it went down and then back up, but I was incorrect. And this one. 87, 80. Oh yeah, this one is a ditch. This is a ditch. This one we can remove. Okay. Then up here we will need our terraforming vehicles again. I guess I could take off some of that hill. But I mean, going above it is also not the worst. Which road do we have? The right or the left one? The left one. Gotta redo this one because of, well, us stopping the road there on a hilly bit, so we gotta fix that. But that's about it. Now it's perfectly smooth. Okay, and then we get the vehicles up here. And we'll repeat the process and slowly start moving to the bridge starting point, where we can then build the bridge with our vehicles from this side, I guess. With the eastern border, we're also slowly moving over there. So we should meet in the middle fairly soon. Let's bring those construction sites together so they can build everything in one go, except the end pieces, just in case we need to flatten this again. And this will also be our next area. I could make these all dirt road and basically get everything in place and then build it, but I'm just gonna build them in sections and it's fine. We'll have to probably find a way to set up gas stations and towns that handle the gas stations over here when we run personal cars at some point. Technical office over here completing construction, which is very good because then this area will also have snowplows being active. There are already some snowplows over here, which is good because I want to keep my farms protected, but maybe 4 snowplows in that area might be a bit much. I really want to make sure the fire engines get to their area as fast as possible. We could use better vehicles for the highway, but I will stick with the KAZ256, I think. I mean, we have the T813, which has 50 kilometers an hour snow plowing speed, which is, I think, the best one. I just like the look of these ones more. They look like, I don't know. They look like off-road vehicles from Mud Runner. So we'll just use 4 of these, and they should be able to clear the main road a little bit. Tunnel construction progressing nicely. Just gotta build the tunnel, and then lay the rail, do the last tunnel construction out the other side, and then we have our depot hooked up, which is where we can move our metros into, to try and test them when we have everything built. Let's see if we were able to move the pig engine. We were indeed able to move the pig engine out. So maybe this one can now move the other train out and give us that locomotive. It will be a bit slower, but that's fine. And I guess you will be set to that customs house. Go here and pick up more of those train cars that we bought, which can hold a lot of crops and or plastic. Don't really need that one. Oh well. Very good. 21 million rubles worth of train cars here. We're gonna get 24 of them in total. So about 100 million. Well, more like, yeah, more like 84 million. But by the time they are all assembled in our depot, they might be worth even more by then. What are you doing? Oh, you turned around to refuel. Smart. Very smart. So you don't actually need the loop. You were almost going the wrong way, but you decided that refueling was important. The other thing we're going to do is set up a hotel area, just for employment purposes. Now that we have the shopping center set up, and I don't have to worry as much anymore about running out of food, we can also start expanding our residential area again. I like these houses way more than these, from like a density point of view. I think these ones are like very good standalone buildings. These ones seem to be working really good in groups. At least that's how they look to me. I do want to build some other ones though. They are nice, but there are other options available. Yeah. I guess these ones could work. These are the ones that are these the ones that I recommended? No, they're not. These ones also look great. We could make them face this way for the view. But the road connection is on the the footpath connection is on the other side, which I guess we would need to hook them up sideways, which would be possible. So if we build them, for example, like this. And then have another one here. Let's try that again. Here, connect to the police station, and you go into that one. And then waste storage wise, we'll drop one down for both of you. This might be in range, but it's getting a little bit overworked already, so best to be safe and place another one. And sure, let's start getting some more people living in our town. We need to up our numbers by 2,000-ish to actually get the visa research going, so that we can move people in from the border to visit our hotels. We haven't even placed them yet. I wonder if we could have some of these blocks here. Or some larger housing. Some lower quality flats. I don't know. We'll let it get built first. Don't send any workers here anymore. The station was built because I marked everything to be constructed when I ended the last episode. And shouldn't have already been built, but I guess it's fine. We can start building all of these once we have access. We do need to make sure that no one walks into them though and tries to go anywhere, because that's not possible. Some footpaths down. Get that station built too. And I guess we can start building this one too. But as I said, we have to make sure no one actually waits on that platform. It's not super urgent because they will just walk there and then no one will pick them up and they try to work locally. But if it takes the majority of people, then our other areas could also be affected. So I will deactivate that whenever I see that. And the same kind of applies to this one. Having a metro station here is quite the overkill. This one shouldn't definitely notify me when it's done, because that might affect a lot of things, because it's in a very small town. Could be a problem. Maintenance of our water pump. Seems to still run enough water through, but I think we'll build another water pump relatively soon, just so that doesn't turn into a problem in the future. Sewage unloading seems to be fine, water is present. I guess we'll start hooking up our technical services to the new station. Hellas water loading and Hellas sewage unloading. These are the new connections. I could copy them over, but the buildings basically have different assignments now, or they will get them with the waste storage setup. So in this case, this is the waste being delivered here by the town. We'll set up like 8 to 10 hazardous waste storages. Or let's do 12, I guess. The rest is all going to be whatever they think they want to drop in here. And that means the waste delivery for hazardous waste and mixed waste goes in here. And then one vehicle each picking up the waste is what we need. One for hazardous, one for mixed waste. And I did move some vehicles back into a vehicle storage recently. These ones. Mark P. One for hazardous. And I guess one for mixed waste. Hazardous first, then mixed. We'll pick up the hazardous waste from here, wait until loaded, bring it to this storage. This brings the hazardous waste from Tapovina to Hellas. And we will select the correct unloading option, so that we actually unload hazardous waste and not iron scrap. And you pick up mixed waste from here. Do the same thing, but you're going to drop it off into this dump. Okay, that should handle the waste now, and means that the waste trucks from the technical office do not need to travel very far anymore. They just have to travel all the way over here and then can go back to doing what they need to do. Where is the waste storage for the clinic? There it is. 3 containers for hazardous waste, please. Thank you. And the same thing applies for Samaska. We have 2 waste storages here, and I will set them up the same way. Need 2 more waste trucks. Don't think I built a depot for this area. First one hazardous waste, second one mixed waste. That's the wrong stop. That one. I don't know if I wrote waste on the lines. I think I did, which makes sense. But just hazardous would also work. The technical office also needs to be switched over, otherwise it won't get used. Both mixed and hazardous waste into the same storage. And the good thing is when the new version comes out where we have the option to set a checkbox if something runs full, we can set those checkboxes on our waste storages. And I assume that will give me a good early warning system before the town actually starts running full on waste. Especially with something like Hellas. We have the same setup here, but we have 2 dedicated mixed waste trucks that are running around right now. And they will definitely benefit from that. I will definitely benefit from that setup if I get a warning system here if something runs full. I think we're still moving the waste up here, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, Hellas mixed waste mine. So the route is relatively short, and during winter it gets slowed down a little bit. Okay, road construction is ongoing. Gravel deliveries, asphalt, flattening, and we're done. Then we move everything over. We'll set ourselves up with a message when one of them finishes, and then we can move the road construction equipment forward. In the meantime, it might be possible to think about the rail line and set that up. We're basically coming up here. We are at 35 meters, we need to go to 50 meters-ish, 43 meters, so not much. But if we want to stay at that height, we have to get a significant cut through the terrain, which I am fine with. That's 43 meters, and then it goes up, and then it goes back down. Maybe if we use the... yeah, that's too far. I mean, the road will not get us closer to this, I think. Maybe we have to get a side road to deal with the terraforming for the rail line right now. move all of the equipment over here and see if we can get that set up. Do not accidentally start the demolition of the road you're trying to build. Could have probably smoothened that one out. Get this kink to stay away, but I had this one already built, and then I basically decided to go up this mountain instead of turning over this way. I mean, there's always the option to rework everything, if you have the time for it. Happiness is looking pretty good again, over 80%. Health also looks nice. We'll allow people to work in these buildings, to construct them. Full employment here. And yeah, we'll see if we can get some higher density residential buildings in this area. Something like these, maybe. They hold 280. We do have better, higher density options available. I still have to think about placing some of these. I think maybe next to the Palace of Communism. Maybe it would work. I'm just a little bit cautious building those. Especially since we're not on the flattest areas, so they do kind of stick out a little bit more. But maybe we can get one of these in. That will be a lot of people. That'll move us up to about 900 people just from one building. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'll plan for potentially having 2 of those in the area. Do not need a road connection. They will definitely need their own waste storage per building. And I'm also a little bit worried about the water supply. Consumption of water. 27 cubic meters a day maximum. Heating also a concern. I should probably check heating. We're at 80%. 80% with spare 60 cubic meters estimate. Building itself requiring 40. That's kind of dangerous. I don't need another heating crisis, if possible. Maybe I'll stick with the smaller flats for this. I think the larger ones might look a little bit out of place. I like the silhouette that the town has right now. Yeah, we'll stick with these instead. Why won't you connect? The residential buildings are in the way. Okay. I thought there was enough room here, but doesn't seem like it. Having the waste storages back here, I thought there was an exit on the other side, but I guess we will just have the waste storages here for the buildings then. Out the front. And we'll see if we can get another residential building here instead. Though it might be a little bit small and narrow. That doesn't look too great. Okay, let's see if we can get another house here. Looks like it. Hopefully the waste storage will be enough. Guess we're gonna find out. Let me make that house one level narrower. So we're gonna reduce the size by 1. So instead of this size, we're gonna go with this size. And I can have a waste storage in between. think. Yeah, that should look okay. These ones should be gravel, just because. Let's make sure they all have access to water, sewage, heating and electricity. Seems okay. And then let's build that. Some extra housing. Back to the road construction. Oh, I guess in this case rail construction. So I wanted to flatten this path out to get the rail line to go through here. I don't know if this is in range now. Oh, it is. Good. So we basically want a rail line to go through here. Cut through... I guess we will have to cut through some rocky terrain here. Get up to this area. That is the right height. And then go from there. Transferring from a mountainside rail line to an actual flat one. I think this will be too far to flatten that with the tool though. At least in one go. We can probably make something work here. This could have been a tunnel, but I'm gonna do a cut here. A very... Should this be a cut or should this be a tunnel? I'm gonna make a cut. I'm gonna lower the terrain down a little bit on either side. And then we'll try and smoothen it out that way. So it won't be completely flat. But quite a bit. Let's use the rail line to flatten again. Seems to be the most efficient way to get this to follow what we are trying to do. And then we'll rework it into something that looks a little bit more reasonable. So you might say, well, that doesn't look reasonable, that's a very long cut. Yes, we are flattening that out to be more reasonable soon. Well, let's try and make it symmetrical for both rail lines, and then we'll work on it. We still have the rocky terrain here, which is hard to terraform, so that is the main concern, that will mess up with the rail line, train line. Okay, this is not working out yet. So it's still a steep hill, but we have a somewhat more reasonable looking cut. We could go lower, but yeah, we should go lower. But that messes up with the rocky terrain, and I'm over it. We'll just use this instead. Maybe we can flatten it out here a little bit more to make a steeper climb. Nah, that's fine. Alright, then this piece. And then we're basically at the bridge starting point area. So this could be a tunnel, could be a cut. This is definitely going to be a cut-ish through here. The corner might be closer, and then we can stick around onto the hillside here. There are a few rocky pieces that we need to avoid. I want this to be a smooth affair. This is going to be a significant climb, I guess. Again. And then we're out of range here. Okay, this hill has to move. It goes up and then immediately down again. That is not going to look that great. better. Yeah, I guess that hill will do. Go back down. It's a little bit steep for railroading, but it'll do. And then probably a tunnel. That hill seems very steep. Unless I go up here and cut, but this is rocky mountain, so we'll just tunnel through that to get to this side. And we'll build all of that. Haven't even gotten there yet, but the rail construction is ongoing. They just need to be encouraged to build in this area. And when we move the road construction vehicles over here, we might be able to get another dirt road over here to help terraform this and to get the tunnel in place. And then the road and the rail should meet about here, where we have to get the where we have to get 3 bridges in, or 4 bridges rather, 2 for the road and 2 for the rail line, at about 50 meters height. If we really want to have large ships running through, we also have to dredge out the river. But if we have the infrastructure in place with roads running around next to it, that won't be much of a challenge. Or it will be at least a little bit easier. $18,400 people, 1,600 more, and we get another research point. This warehouse is full. What are our other warehouses saying? You are looking very good. And you're also slowly filling up, so the deliveries seem to be fast enough. Still gotta get more people to live in this area though. Now that we have a little bit of extra space here, might not be as difficult. Don't wait here. And you're almost done constructing. Just need a bit more concrete and steel. And it'll probably take a little bit longer. So the metro can already be constructed through all of this. A closer rail construction office could have definitely helped, but I kind of don't want to set it up. I'm just lazy, I guess. So left side, or right side, right side, and then we should have a left side come through here. But we don't even know where the heating pipes are gonna go, so the point is kind of moot. Yeah, I think we'll probably use tunnels so we can be as close as possible to the road. I will also get more terraforming vehicles, I think. Tempted to get rid of these microbuses, they basically did their job amicably, but I don't think we need them anymore. Let's remove all of the microbuses in one fell swoop. And then we can get some extra bulldozers to help terraform this whole area. Only really need probably 4 to speed things up. They're so cheap. Only 120k. We made 22 million last month. It's still going up. Who needs 80k for clothing when you can just export boards and wood, mostly wood. What's the price of wood now? It's 5.5k, so it went up by like 10% already. It's going up and down a little bit. I wonder. It seems like the price for US dollars and rubles swapped. I don't know. Wait for the vehicles to get here. So waste storage wise we should not have any problems, right? Switched everything over, we're storing it in here. Should be fine now. Even the waste from the lumber should just be stored in there and not cause any issues. You didn't need a specific waste storage because you are right next to it. And then you're running fine too. Let's check on our long train. I guess we have to move the long train over here first. It should have arrived at the Krasna depot by now, if the other train could pick it up. And yes, our pig train was able to recover our strong eastern locomotive, but I think I bought no, I didn't bought an electronic one. I guess the storage is full. Yeah. Then I guess I'll move you over to the other depot. And we'll move you over too, just to free up some room. And now we can move you in, I guess. Still not possible, what? Are all of these train cars too much? I guess we can hook this one up and move it over with another locomotive, maybe? Or maybe I can just tell it to go there on a route and it'll just move in and be fine. So if I tell you to go to this depot, and before that I guess you go through the signal. That waypoint. And then the depot. Please move. That one accelerates really quickly, it looks like. But it is restricted with top speed.